my friends, welcome to another episode of Stephanie's Stamp Pad. In today's episode, we are going to create this fun card, You Light Up My Life, and I love that background. It just makes the whole card pop. Now, it's a very easy card to make, and we're going to use a couple different products. We're first going to use the Drop-Ins card set. This comes with the heart background that we're going to use along with the rectangle that we're going to use to create that background. We're also going to use the light bulb die set. We're going to use the light bulb to stamp set. Sorry, it's hard to see on there, but there's the light bulb to stamp set. We're also going to use licorice ink. We're going to use some brown twine. We're going to also use Celebrate Collection paper pad. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, and I've already done this, was I've just taken 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock and folded it in half and added a white rectangle to the front that's a little bit smaller. So now I have the base of my card. In fact, I cut my white rectangle using this large rectangle, so that'll be a tip right there. Then we're going to take to the machine this fun die set. Now I highly recommend you use the Sizzix adhesive on the back of this. So I just have a piece right here. I'm just going to peel it off and I'm going to lay my paper on my cardstock on it so it's nice and sticky. Now I have a lot of extra over here and I want to save that for another time. So I'm going to take my Sizzix adhesive and lay that on top, kind of burnish it a little bit and then trim it away. You can also tear it. I usually tear it. It'll tear pretty well. Look at that. Now I'm going to save that for another time. And I'm also going to trim this because right there, it does not have adhesive and I don't want to accidentally, and I mean, I say this because it's happened, use that spot when I die cut. So now I know this is fully full of adhesive. I'm going to bring in my die cut machine. I am using the Big Shot. I'm going to lay this down and I'm also using the Sizzix magnetic platform, the extended version. I'm going to lay that down and then I'm going to lay this die down as well. Now I'm going to center that so it lines up just right, so it's centered all the way around. That looks good. Now I also want to, at the same time, die cut some of my words because I have so much real estate on my extended platform. I have a lot of room. So I'm going to die cut my white background shadow, You Light Up My Life. I've already added Sizzix adhesive to the back of this cardstock and it is going to say You Light Up My Life. There we go. So that's the beginning of all of my die cutting. I'm going to grab my extended extended cutting pad and run that all through the machine. Now this has a ton of blade. I'm actually going to go back over this. So the cracking you hear is normal. That's the blade going through the cutting pad. But I'm just going to hit that back again just to make sure I have a really good cut. Now it takes just a second to run it through again, but it takes a lot longer if you didn't run it through enough. So there's my shadow and I'll move that off to the side. Here's my die cut words, You Light Up My Life. We'll worry about that in just a minute. Now I have my background. Now don't forget, this does have the Sizzix adhesive on it, so that's fantastic. And look at how beautifully that comes out because of that Sizzix adhesive. It really helps. And to clean this, I'm going to use my brush, and I do have a trash can down here, but I want you to see how those little pieces just fly out. You can also use the foam that comes with it, lay that on top, and the foam, just what it does is it collects the pieces. So I'm just going to run that over, and I think I need to run it down there. See how it collects those pieces? I like to do it in the air though because then I know it's really getting clean and I know it does make a mess. Then I'm going to take it to my trash can, clean it up just like that. Okay, so now we have that piece done and we're going to need to do some stamping, but let's put some of our card together also. So let's grab our card base. Now we can add, oh, that one doesn't have adhesive, this one does. We're going to add the back to this. I love this die set, it's so much fun. Peel that away. Now look, all of that has adhesive on it. All I have to do is line it up with my white and lay it down. So easy. Whoops, just make sure you get on there straight. So now we have that. Now I have the You Light Up My Life and I'm gonna add a little, if I have, some foam squares behind that, just to make it pop up just a little tiny bit, make it a little more interesting with its height. So we're going to add that. Get those little guys off. Sometimes these get the best of me, but oh, there we go, we got them. when you don't have fingernails. And we're gonna lay this down at the bottom. Then we have our You Light Up My Life. Now this is so intricate. You really, really want to use that Sizzix adhesive on this because look at how gorgeous this is. Look at how thin that is. Isn't that fantastic? Oh, it's just gorgeous. So you're gonna lay that down, start at the Y and the U, and then work your way over. You're gonna wanna burnish it as you go to make sure it really sticks. It does have the adhesive on the back, but if you just barely press it, it's not gonna stay. You gotta really, really get it on there. You light up my life. Now let's work on the light bulb. We're gonna use some of the pattern paper from the Celebrate collection, and we're going to get our stamp. And this is actually the first time I have inked this baby, this stamp. It's a brand new stamp set. So I need to find some cardstock to stamp on. There we go. Always stamp the first time, maybe even the second, onto scratch paper. Every impression after is gonna get better and better. So we're just gonna go ahead and add that right there. There we go, beautiful. And then I have my cute little heart that's gonna go inside there as well. Again, this is a brand new set, so I'm just gonna stamp it on there once or twice. And we're gonna lay that right there. And we're going to die cut a couple different pieces from this set. So we're going to, oh, you know what? Let's ink it a little bit too. So let's grab some banana ink and a banana blender. And let's just start over here. And I should really be using my smaller, and I should have let that dry a little bit longer, but that's okay. A smaller ink pad, because I do have the smaller. So we're just gonna add that just to one side. There we go. Okay. So now we are going to die cut this and die cut our little antennas. I've added some Sizzix adhesive to this as well, and my little the little things on the things. Does that make sense? The things on the things? This part, this little piece. So we're gonna die cut two of those, so we're gonna die cut two of those. And we're gonna die cut this. Let's find the dies there. Oh, here they are. Die cut this. And we are also going to die cut the little antennas. They're not really called antennas, I'm sure, but I call them antennas. So we're gonna lay those down, lay that down, and I think we are ready to die cut. Lay that down again, and get our pink cutting pad. Where did my pink cutting pad go? Oh, did I lose my pink cutting pad? Here's another one. I always have pink cutting pads everywhere. Okay, lay that down and run that through. And we need another gray piece, and I also notice I'm needing some white pieces as well. So we're going to pull that one out, and let's get a, oh, it's coming out. There we go, we'll just put it right. I always put things right there when I need to make sure they don't get lost. So we've die cut our little bulb, and we need to die cut two pieces of, oh, this has adhesive on the back, so let's use this. Two pieces of just the bottom part of that because we want to just add a little extra dimension behind that. So we're going to lay this down and we're going to run this through. And then we're going to do one more bottom of the bulb and we're ready to go. So there's that one. Oh, we only need one. Duh. Why am I making two of all these? We only needed one of the gray. Okay, we're good. We're good. Oh my word. Okay. You can always tell when I need sleep. So now we are going to decorate this. We're going to add that down. Let's go ahead and lay that down with our adhesive. So we're going to lay that there. Then we're going to grab that white piece that we just die cut and we're going to just trim it because we just want it to be a little bit of a shadow right there. So we're going to add that, and we could also, if we wanted to, add a little bit of shading to that one if we wanted to. Now we're going to add this piece. That's so funny, I cut two of those. Add that right there. And then we're going to add our cute little antennas. Where did our antennas go? They're there. So look at that. Look how tiny they are. Aren't they fun? I love to see how intricate I can get with the dies. I always try to push, they always, at Sizzix, they always tell me, you always try to push the envelope. I said, yep, that's my job. I like to see how far I can get, see how much I can try to do. Try to make it exactly like I want it. I don't like to I'm not a very good compromiser, I don't think. Okay, so there's that one. And then we need our little twine. So we've cut just a little tiny bow out of this one. And let's get a little zot for that one. Where is a zot? Okay, there's one. Okay, so we're gonna add a little zot to that. And look at that! Now let's trim this just a little bit because this one's kind of long. You light up my life. Isn't that fantastic and beautiful and oh so easy? Thanks so much for joining me for another episode of Stephanie's Stamp Pad. Stay tuned next week for another new episode. Bye-bye.